Hey, everybody. Welcome to SF Indie Fest. You just got a chance to see the lovely film Infinite Summer. We're lucky to have some of the team here. Welcome, Miguel and Johanna. If you could both introduce yourselves.
Yes, hello. My name is Miguel Janso, and I'm the director of Infinite Summer. And I had another film before there called Jesus Shows You the Way to the Highway. I think it
Oh,
was
yes. Yeah.
back in 2019. And yeah, mostly I made underground independent films. I'm Spanish, but I live in Estonia. Before I was living in Ethiopia. So I guess I live in every country that starts with E. And but yeah, and below me in the screen is Joanna, which is the actress. She can introduce
Welcome,
herself.
Johanna. Thanks again.
Hi. Yeah, I'm one of the two girls the film follows around, me and Dele. Dele is unfortunately on a plane right now, so she can't be here. But yeah, we had a very beautiful time shooting the film and bonding because we already knew each other from before as well. So it's been a pleasure to work in such a team and company.
Well, very neat. Well, it's another very cool film. We were excited to see another film by you, Miguel, as your previous one was definitely kind of a hit at the festival. Can you tell us a little bit about what inspires the sorts of ideas that you bring to the screen?
For this one, it was the pandemic times, and we were really, trapped all at home. And Estonia is a very beautiful place, especially summer, because winter is a bit crazy. But so I was thinking about this wonderful summers, when you are a teenager and you make friends, and So I thought about two things, like first how people change over the summers and how people transform themselves, like when you are 18, 19. And second, how do we transform ourselves in a bigger in a bigger spectrum as a society, throughout the years. So it has a component of a bit of evolution and transhumanism and transgender. I like to use this word because apparently now it's been banned. So
Yeah.
so this transformation in two levels, no, on the level of the teenagers or post-teenagers and the level of humanity, So I start thinking about that. How can we explore that through a summer movie, through a coming-of-age movie, but mostly, yeah, in Estonia.
Very nice. And Johanna, what did you think when you first read the script and seen some of Miguel's earlier films? Did you know what you were getting in store for?
Yeah, I was very, very excited after reading the script and talking to Miguel and us, just becoming friends. We share a lot of our music taste, we talked a lot about music while I read the script and while Mia was then being cast, who turned out to be Dele. So um, yeah, I'm all on board with this, and I I've also had, as a teenager, transformative summers. So I like saw some parts of myself there. So I got to channel like my inner teenager again. Although I
Yeah.
was 21, so I wasn't that far from it. But but yeah, it was a beautiful way to live that one summer, that one month.
Very nice. And what would you guys say the collaborative process is like in the sense that, is it very like improv in the sense of, how you all work, or is it very much according to the script?
This case was very much according to the script, but I mean, the team was very young because everybody was, I didn't want to make a kind of a coming of age movie. I'm 46, like, so it was like a bit what I'm doing, no? Like, surrounded by all dicks. So I didn't want that to happen. So I try to get a very young team around me because I'm also a professor at the university. So I involve some of my students. I involve also a very young um, Anita Crema and Lisa Marivic, two very young production designers. So that were great, and full of ideas and imagination. So we were a very kind of young team and trying to do things and find the real locations. So there was not so much improvisation, I think, with the actors, but more about how do we transform or how do we put this screenplay in the different places, locations, and situations that we were selected, and if that kind of felt organic or not, or so because it was not a very big production, we were very close to each other, and we were exploring kind of the city and surroundings. Most of the locations I found them biking around, for a couple of summers. And I was going around with them, and some of them, not even Johanna and many other people, they born in Tallinn, and they didn't know that place exists. And it was like, yeah, I was biking around and collecting the spaces, no? But yeah.
Right. And what sort of films or genres kind of influence, your films are so unique, Miguel. Like, what do you think where does the inspiration come from?
I think from many sources, because I live in many places. I live in Mexico, in Ethiopia, now in Estonia, now back in Spain, now in Barcelona right now. So I think I would say it's difficult to say, but Mediterranean films definitely has influenced me, like Buñuel and the Surrealist and Neorealism. All my characters are always a little bit tragic or comic. They are
Yeah.
kind of, I wouldn't say losers, but they are not winners. Definitely, they are trapped by a bigger force always, and like the. So all things related to tragic comedy. And then for this specific one, a lot of mangas like Akira, like Phoenix by Osamu Tezuka. Osamu Tezuka is a great mangaka, no? And he created great things after Second World War, like all the series Phoenix, many Astro Boy, and many other stuff. So yeah, some part of I would say manga, and things like Charles Barnes' Black Hole, for instance, some American Canadian comics. I don't know. There is a big things, but and philosophy. I always start my films with a certain philosophical question, like big question or something. And in this case, it was transhumanism.
Nice. And Johanna, as you kind of went about developing this character, were what were in addition to kind of your own earlier teenage experiences, what were some of the other things that kind of influenced the way you wanted to shape the character?
I think some prior films like Spring Breakers a bit, because my characters, she's yeah, she's that bitch in her head. So she's just kind of walking around, but then throughout the film, she kind of transforms in a quite organic way, which is yeah, it's beautiful to see. And I feel like I see that in pop culture, and like seeing how some people go from very crazy personalities to like finding themselves in a sense, and choosing like being aware that you have a choice to choose to go the right way, the better way, like never to forget that you always have a choice how you think, what you listen to, what you read. So like society and life around me. I have quite an anthropological view on life, and I like to like hop between perspectives in life and see life from many angles. And I think that inspires me a lot, and always have neutrality or kind of like an ironic eye to it, to like not to judge, but just to accept it as it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I
for
think
free.
we were connected somehow through the humor as well. You know,
Yeah.
like one thing about also Estonians is that they don't take things like ourselves too serious. You know, there is a certain kind of room for the yeah, for satire, for laugh. You know, so even we were making a a film that's supposed to be more grounded in like the actor's supposed to be more grounded, more than Jesus, perhaps, that where Jesus was super cartoonish, and this film is, you know, more actor film, more grounded. But even though what was happening in the scene was so ridiculous that we still were
It's such a
laughing.
It is quite a funny film as well. I feel like we had a screening in Amsterdam, and the whole audience was laughing so hard, and I knew that the Dutch people would understand that humor, so I was very happy to get those laughs throughout the film. Yeah, so keep an open eye, jump between perspectives, and
There's definitely like a nice undercurrent of humor that, you know, kind of appreciate, you know. So, you know, just even with the kind of surrealism of regular life of being able to appreciate, um, you know, some of the strangeness of just the way that life happens sometimes, you know.
Totally, I think that moments are wonderful, no?
And Miguel, do you have another film that you're working on that we should be on the lookout for? And Johanna, are you continuing to, are you have some other roles coming up?
Tell Joanna, what are you doing now?
What am I doing? I'm actually looking into directing right now. I've started to direct music videos, and it's been going pretty well. And I have a documentary idea that I've pitched somewhere, and there's people who want to do it. So I hope to work on a documentary actually right now.
Oh, very cool. Congratulations. We'll look forward to seeing what you pull together.
Thank you.
I'm working in a film about the first visit of the Disney to the USSR, and when they took Mickey Mouse and all the
Oh,
that was
wow.
the year was 1989, and it was the first time that Mickey Mouse was the mascot was going to go to the USSR, and it's a very funny movie. I think it really connects with the time we are living now, like this, you know, the Iron Wall and very absurd things, and very funny and absurd things. So it comes back a little bit to political satire, but it has a core of tragic comedy as well. Yeah.
Keeping us on our feet, huh?
Yes.
Well, very cool. Well, it's really neat to have the film as part of SF Indie Fest, and welcome back. And definitely look forward to hearing what you guys are up to next.
Thank you so much. Peace.
Thanks again, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care. See ya.
Take care.